20 cobblestone equals 20 regular stone. So I keep not confirming. Hold on. No, I can do this. 20. Next. Start. There it goes. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome to the AE2 tutorial for Autocrafting. Now, I've gotten this question quite a few times. People want to know exactly how to autocraft with some of the external machines that are not part of Applied Energistics. How do you get them to work? How do you get the recipes? We're going to get into all of that, but I do want to go ahead and mention a short little intro. If you do like this video, please do hit that like button. It does help me out quite a bit. Also, if you want to see some more stuff that I do, there are links in the description for everything, including my current series that I've got going on, FTB Infinity Evolves Expert Mode Skyblock. Got like 50 episodes out. It's going pretty strong. It's doing pretty well, and I hope to see you over there. Also, I have links to Patreon, PayPal, to Twitter, and Ask.fm, a whole bunch of other stuff. So go check out all the links down there in the description, and I'll see you where I see you. Autocrafting with Applied Energistics 2 requires a little bit of a setup. You don't need everything that I have here. I have gone a little bit higher end as far as the ME controllers. I have quite a few of them, as well as these guys, which are not strictly required, but they are highly recommended. You do, however, need at least some crafting storage. You also do obviously need to be able to store your items somewhere, and you got to have access to the other machines that you want to automate. But other than that, you can try to follow along, and if you can't do it yet, feel free. It's fine. Just, close out, come back later when you can, or pause it until you can. One of the two, it doesn't really matter too much, but try to make sure you have as much of this as you can before you get started with this. Now, before getting started with autocrafting from external machines, which is what this tutorial is about, you should understand a little bit about the basics of Applied Energistics 2 Autocrafting. In general, first and foremost, you need the ME pattern terminal. If you have this connected to your system, then you can create patterns, which are the basis of autocrafting for Applied Energistics 2. What you need some blank patterns, you need the pattern terminal, and once you have those two things, you can actually give it a shot and start with this. But for any recipe that requires a crafting table, you will have to have the molecular assemblers attached to an ME interface. You don't need this many. You need, at a minimum, one interface and one molecular assembler. Other than that, you can get started, but you can't store too many recipes in there because you only have an option to store one row of this, basically. One row of that is one ME interface. So if you want to get this going, that's what you need. So let's say, for example, I already had the one in here. If we take this guy out and put him back in here, you see that I have made one recipe in here. I can change this guy out and it won't be a big deal at all. Let's make it this. If we put one in here, you see over here, when you hover over this, this is crafting pattern. There's also a processing pattern, but for the purposes of the initial stages, crafting pattern. If you're going to need a crafting table, make sure the crafting table is shown, basically. So our recipe is oak wood, and it gives us 4 wood planks. That's what it is. If we click that, it will overwrite this. And then we can easily go back over here and put this into one of our molecular assemblers, and then we can autocraft the planks. We can say we want 10 planks, which is actually going to give us 18 just because of the way, or 12. Is that 12? That's 12. That's not 18. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, you get the idea, and it's going to go ahead and give us the wooden planks for that. So in case that wasn't clear, you need patterns, you need the pattern terminal, and if you would normally use a crafting table to craft whatever item you want to auto-craft, you need to make sure the crafting table is shown. But if you want to interface with a machine outside of the network and it does not require a crafting table, you want to make sure you go to processing pattern, the one that looks like a furnace. External to the network. This is the one you need. And the reason for that is because on this side, it doesn't fill in the blank for you. I can tell this thing that one oak plank gives us one crafting table. Technically, this would be a true statement because you get 4 planks from this, which you can combine down into this. Now, something else, you would need another step to convert the planks into the crafting table, but that's something you could do. You need that freedom for a processing pattern. For example, if we have over here, we have this guy. If we grab some sand out of our network over here, let's just give ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Hopefully 4 is enough. You can sag mill sand in order to get silicon. Now, silicon is needed for many things. There was one piece which automatically got put into our system, and there's a second. Now, if we wanted to auto-craft silicon, and we wanted to be able to come in here and say, hey, I want silicon, that's a middle click. Middle click goes straight to auto-crafting. For example, planks brings us right to the auto-craft. If I middle click on that, that's the screen it brings us to. But if we want to be able to auto-craft this, you go over to your pattern terminal, and you want to bring out a few sand, drop it in there, and tell the pattern that 3 sand equals 1 silicon. The reason you say 3 sand is because if you look up the recipe for silicon, that's not how to look up the recipe, Xogue. If you go into here and go to the sag mill, you will see that sag milling sand has a 50% chance of giving it to you, which means every single one of these will not give you 1. And when you're looking for a specific amount of these, you want to be sure you're going to get all that you need out of it. The rest can go into the system and sit there forever, but you want to be sure you at least get the minimum. So if we want 1, we want to give it 3, maybe even 4 chances to get that 1, and any extras are just a bonus. So we're going to go ahead and encode that pattern. So now, anytime we request 1 silicon, it will send 4 sand into here just to be sure that we're going to get it. And we can go ahead right down here, and you see this guy, since we have the interface attached directly to the sag mill, we go into this guy, or the, interface terminal, and we actually see the name of that machine. So we can drop this pattern right in there. So if we go right into this guy, we can middle click, and now we can craft them. We say we want 10 of them. It's going to send 40 sand into this guy. Now, they're not sent there yet because I didn't confirm that. But if we go back into here, say 10, next, and then say start, it will then start to auto-craft all of these guys. And this guy is now processing the 40 sand. We still may not get all of the silicon that we needed, but it'll work. We'll get there. Now, the other option is for something like the Pulverizer. Let's say we want some regular stone. Do we have cobblestone in our system? We do. So we want to go back over to our pattern terminal. Right over here, go ahead and clear these guys out. We want to say 1 cobblestone equals 1 stone. That's our recipe. That's all it takes. Just in and out. Processing recipe. Remember that. Take the pattern out. Go over to our interface terminal. Drop this guy instead of the sag mill, because sag mill and cobblestone is not going to give you a piece of regular stone. You want to go into the redstone furnace and drop that right in there. Now, if we go over here and try to auto-craft stone, we can say we want 10 of these, or 20 of these. We're just going to say 20. 20 cobblestone equals 20 regular stone. So, I keep not confirming. Hold on. No, I can do this. 20. Next. Start. There it goes. Now, you're going to see 20 cobblestone enter into this guy, and they're all going to be smelted and automatically sent back into your system. All of these recipes are actually used with this. You saw us adding in the patterns into this guy right here, which can be confusing. Molecular assemblers are over here. Sag mill, redstone furnace, everything is controlled by these ME interfaces. This is your attachment to things external to the network, or in some cases, other items in the network, but it's also your attachment to external items of the network. Anyway, so if you right click on this, guys, you'll actually see this pattern right in here. You can directly put them in from here and actually put the patterns directly into these guys, and there is nothing wrong with it. What this guy does is just make it shortcut and brings all of the ME interfaces that you have in your network all into one place, so you can actually manage all of your recipes, all of your patterns, all from one local place, which is very handy, and I do highly recommend getting used to it if you're not already. But that's pretty much all there is to it, peeps. I am well aware that I do go fast sometimes. I try to keep these things a little bit short, but I hope you were able to understand it. And if you were, please do hit that like button because it really does help me out. Also, don't forget or feel free to check out all the other stuff I have down in the description, including links to my regular series, FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock Expert Mode. It's got 50 episodes out of it right now, and you're pretty much good to go. I also have links to Patreon and Twitter and Ask.fm and a whole bunch of other stuff. So go check all that stuff out, and I would really, really appreciate it. Now, if you also have any comments or suggestions, I do reply to every comment I get. So if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. But other than that, we're pretty much done, peeps. So if you did like the video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more, you want my videos sent directly to you, then don't forget to subscribe. Comment, favorite, share, feel like you want to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out, peeps.